It is. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. As always, I am your host, Fearless Floyd. Catch me on Telegram, the Fearless Floyd Show. Hit my website, fearlessfloydshow.com. On Rumble, web, YouTube, and BitChute. And I got befuddled because I have to restart this video. Hit the like, subscribe, share, notification. Y'all know all that good social media stuff. It's August 12th. 2022, Friday night. And guess what? I'm going to give you a step-by-step tutorial using the U.S. Department of Transportation, DOT web portal to go through the complete process to get your DOT number so you can get you set of these. Ding, 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 for your vehicle. And it's free. Absolutely. Yeah. Because see, I've already done it, but I have one of my guest hosts, one of my Telegram group members, who is actually applying for her second one. We did a video the first time. The audio is wanky or wonky. So we're redoing it, but this is her live getting another DOT number. So we're going to walk you through everything that you're going to input and what you need to put in there and how to set it up, and all the way to the end, to the point that it's going to say, boom, here's your DOT number. So let me, whoops, that's not what I want to do. I need to get the link. So I don't know why it's not. Oh, there it goes. Send it to her. And she should be joining us here shortly. So yeah, this is the process that I myself did exactly as she did it. Actually, last week's video, or a couple days ago when we did this together, I had to assist her because she was at a point where she couldn't get past it. So because I've already done it, I have my DOT number. I've already ordered and have my plates delivered. I just hadn't put them on my car because I was waiting on a license plate frame. Well, smoky bubble, but I thought they were sending me two of these, but instead it's two pieces. So I got to order another one of these before I put it on the car. You can see, there you go. It takes a little of that edge off. I could have done plates and, a different color, but I wanted people to be able to look at them up close and go, oh, okay, yeah, that's Diplomat. He's got immunity, right? So that's what my plates look like, and this is what we're going to do. So I'm waiting on her to jump on here. I'm good. I'm hot. There she is. All right. Welcome our guest.
Third time's the charm.
Here we are, everybody. Okay, I just did the whole run through again, and you're more than welcome to start and jump in. If you want to introduce yourself, you can. If not, that's fine too. Whenever you're ready.
Right.
Let me give you
All right.
let me give you share screen responsibility. There you go. You can share screen now.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome.
Okay, so we're starting in on this one. It's another DOT I do for one of the trusts that are under the umbrella trust. And after you put in all your contact information, it'll ask you for the business information that you're registering for the DOT number. This is the company contact information. You just fill out whoever you have for your registered agent information, their contact to enter it. So it's a simple form.
Kind of minimize. There we go.
Okay, and I'm doing this through the company, the trust, not company, but the trust EIN, so I'm not doing it through the Duns and Bradstreet. It is the name of the trust you would enter for the business name. No DBA. On this point here, when we went through it before, you cannot have the rural address or a PO box. And so you have to, the best way to do it is just the same address as the contact address, so it doesn't kick it out.
Right.
And then at this point is where you can add in whatever the PO box is for the trust itself, and it'll take it
Scroll
there.
back
It just
up.
won't do
Scroll
it.
back up a little bit.
Okay, let me get.
Yeah, you kind of went.
I go fast.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
want to be
go
able to see
fast.
the top of the page.
Okay, so this is the business description, is the place of address. So
Right.
you can change it here, but again, even though it says route number, it won't accept a rural route number. It'll kick it out. So you have to actually put a physical address. And I just use the registered agent address for it. And then it'll let you put in, I don't know why it's shaded like that, but it'll let you put in the mailing address for the PO box later
Right.
at the bottom.
Yeah, I don't know why it's shaded like that either. Yeah, they have a software program built into the address parts of these websites.
Right.
You know, if it's not an acceptable or USPS known address, it'll kick it out. So there are actually route numbers that do get accepted, but they have to be, you know, registered with the USPS prior. Okay.
Well, I've used the USPS, like when you go up and do the zip code look by address, and then it'll give you the rural route.
Right.
I've punched it in exactly as it is there, and it still kicks it out.
Right.
On some of them.
But you have a military address.
Right.
For that location, and that's what they
the E911.
Yeah, they won't recognize the rural route. But there are some places that are so rural that they don't even have a street name.
They don't have it.
Yeah, they don't have a street address, and it's a rural route, and that gets recognized.
Okay, so there are still some addresses out there that don't have the E911 update.
Yes. I mean, I can't name one off the top of my head.
Okay, and this is just again, it's just part of the business description. You're choosing the phone numbers to add. That whole bottom shaded. That's weird.
Yeah, I guess once you go back and do it again, I don't know.
It shades it.
I guess.
Okay, so I've already put in my EIN for the trust here. I don't use Social Security numbers. It's just the trust EIN. We've got it. That process gets easier the more times you do it.
Yep. Okay.
It is not going forward for me at this moment. Has it moved to a different screen on your end?
No.
Or we froze? Okay, here we go. And I've got, I have debated back and forth over this, but I'll put no here. But after looking through the IRS definitions and everything, I may attempt to do something different with this later on. Because the IRS definitions, I know tribals get considered as a unit of government for non-taxation, and some associations do. So I'll be researching that more. But for right now, I use it as no.
Right.
And this is just telling you to select which type of business it is. On this one, it's a trust. Ownership and control. My trust is registered as a foreign country trust, a domestic foreign trust. And then this just goes over the business description again for the registered agent information. You're just going to put that information again in there a second time.
Right.
It's like military again, you know, we're doing triplicates of everything. And then this part is just the review to go through and make sure it's all correct for the information that you put in. And now here's where we get to the selection of your FMCSA category. You have intermodal equipment providers, motor carrier property, motor carrier passengers, household goods, broker, freight forwarder, and then the cargo tank facility. On this one, we do the motor carrier of passengers. So you'll go through their checklist. They'll go through it in order. It's going to be no for the intermodal. Well, that shaded area is keeping me from checking it. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing for a minute, and I'm gonna log out and log back in.
Okay.
See if it'll correct that shade error. Okay, so I'm still logged in. I just stopped sharing the screen so I can log out of this.
See if that corrects it.
Yeah, because I don't know why that shade system's there.
I don't remember it. I don't even remember it from our last video, but it's possible.
Yeah, it wasn't in there on that last one we did. And I know I had several severe storms around here, so I don't know if it's something on my end or their end. So I'm gonna log out and redo it.
I'm getting ready to do another video. I don't know if you remember Pastor talking about doing a warehouse receipt for when you get your
Yeah,
birth certificates
right.
received and send it back.
Send it back.
Yeah, with the actual receipt. So I gotta
Right.
yeah. So I'm gonna do a video about that after we complete this one.
Okay. All right. It came back up and it doesn't have that shaded box. So I'm gonna start sharing screen again. So it had to have been just some issue. Okay, so this is again it starts with the boxes for intermodal, and that's gonna be no. Are we transporting property? That will be no.
Okay, let me pause you right there. Okay,
Okay.
for all you people following along and doing the same thing, just because we're going through this very quickly, clicking on something, please read everything that's on here and understand what you're clicking before you click it. Don't just follow us and expect to get a DOT, and then when it comes time for your little Q&A on the side of the road, you have no idea where you're standing, and they will do what they're going to do. So
Right. Yeah, it's taken me a lot of tries to go through this to know what's correct and what's not. And you've got to be able to know how to stand your ground to answer those questions on why is it like that. So if you don't know what you're doing, research it to learn.
absolutely.
Okay, so for passengers, it's yes
Yeah.
on mine.
Yeah. We're not only giving you a fish, we're trying to teach you how to fish so you can catch more fish.
Right.
Otherwise, you're going to starve on the lake.
And this one says, will the applicant receive compensation? This is strictly just for registering the vehicle. There is actually no compensation for passengers or transportation thereof. So my answer is no.
Correct. You're not Uber or Lyft.
Right. And will the applicant transport passengers not for compensation? If you say no on this one, it kicks you back out. So you have to say yes on this one. But this is where you can delineate it as just for non-commercial only, non-business.
Absolutely.
The passenger.
That makes you private. It doesn't say
Right. Completely private. Are we going to transport migrant workers? No, we are not. Will applicant transport passengers across state lines, otherwise known as interstate commerce? And that would be no as well. Will the applicant provide property or household goods as a broker service? I do not.
Are you still there? We lost you. Are you there? She is frozen in time. Can you hear me? Oh, lost her. She'll be back. And that's the problem. The stability of Zoom is iffy, especially when you have a lot of people on a Zoom. It gets real irritating because it fluctuates and buffers, but she'll be back. So it's a great segue because private. Okay. That's what that last little section that we just went through. That's what makes it this. And of course, they can't say private because they're letting the cat out of the bag. You have to know where you stand. And when you know where you stand, then you can operate proper, all correct. And hopefully she will jump in here soon. And I'm actually doing a couple things. This is for my daughter on these certificate of live births that I was talking about. And for those of you who do know and don't know, we'll make her an engine too. She's gonna be not a squaw. Actually be royalty. She's the offspring of a chief and a princess. So yeah, I'm doing this for her as well. But I'm gonna do a video about how we do a warehouse receipt. She's texting me on Telegram. Hang on. Are you with us? Okay. Yeah, that's her in. She's having a hard time connecting. So anyway, yeah, receipt for your certificates of live birth, sending it back. We're gonna do a video on that. If we can ever get her back. Well, there she is. She's joining. That's weird. Don't know why it's Having a problem getting her in here. Let's send her a new link. Maybe that link got bad. Logged out. Went to help out a friend of mine today, and we were looking at some granite. And you know how I have those, like 3 foot by 12 foot pieces that they make countertops out of. Well, there was this big jagged piece sticking out in the middle, and he grabbed that and pulled on it. So everything below that fell against us. And I tried to stop it so I didn't get hurt. And dang it, I got hurt. So I got my foot wrapped in ice. I can't let an injury keep me out of the gym, can I? Just having a world of problems over there. I'm going to pause the video. How's that?
Okay, so we left off at this screen, applicant, property, or household goods broker. My trust is strictly just for registration purposes. We don't do any of that, so we just click no and go on. We're having a little bit of a storm here, so I'm hoping it'll continue working and go through. Is it freezing again on your end?
Nope. It had an
No?
hourglass,
Alright.
which I haven't
Okay.
seen in
Can
decades.
you see the freight forwarder now?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the part where it's asking you if it's a freight forwarder. Again, mine is just for registration purposes. If this applies to you, you'll have to do it based on your needs.
Right.
Mine's nope and continuing forward.
Mm-hmm. And if you see over here in the right hand corner quadrant, upper right hand, there's a little meter that tells you what percentage of this process that you have completed up here.
Right.
So
Yeah, I'm at 27.
yeah.
No, I'm not a cargo tank facility operator.
Nope.
No driveway. No towaways. That was pretty cool. We were driving through, I think it was it Alabama or Mississippi? One of them. We seen semis towing like 4 semis attached to each one going down the road.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty cool because in Georgia you don't see that.
See that a lot on I-10 in between Houston and San Antonio.
Right. There was even individual vehicles doing the same thing, and I was like, that's cool. They don't allow that in Georgia. Okay, this is where you select your classification of cargo. Mine is for passenger only.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one I would check. And there's a whole list of them. So anybody that has other, things that they would transport or need to, they can go off and go through here and check it, whatever applies to them. And this will be the review of your classifications. You'll just go through there and review what you've checked off to make sure it's accurate. If not, you can click on the link to go back and correct it. Now we're going into how many non-commercial motor vehicles, passenger vehicles you plan to operate. For mine, that I'm putting 7 because that covers any of them that I want to put under which trust.
Now, I don't know if you've dove into that particular section. Can you go back and revise that? Do you know?
You can.
Okay.
After you've already set up your account, you set up your PIN information, and then you can go back there and actually edit any section or category that you need to.
Okay. Just go back, log in through the portal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this is where we do the 000 on everything here, and there's a lot of them.
Yep.
Move this out of the way. I think I'm freezing again.
Yes, you are.
Can you hear me still?
I can.
It came through. Okay, it unfroze me. Okay. I took my daughter with me on a trip to Texas, and I hated that we had to make it so short. I didn't get to show her any sights or scenery really or anything. She got to see land.
Well, what part of Texas? Because there's a major difference.
We went through Houston and Austin.
Oh, okay. Houston, yeah, traffic's bad in Houston. Austin is insane.
This is the part where it asks you if you have any commercial motor vehicles of Canada or Mexico. Mine's no.
So North America that we were discussing earlier.
And I'm doing no interstate commerce. And so that would be no. No intrastate commerce. No, mine is strictly just to register the trust. Georgia doesn't allow trust to be registered as an owner in Georgia for vehicles, so you have to do it through here. And this just verifies you put your zeros everywhere for no commercial vehicles, interstate or intrastate, or Mexico or Canada. And now we're into the driver section, and it's 0 drivers. No commercial drivers. No drivers in Canada or Mexico. And this is your review of indicating that you have no commercial motor vehicles and no drivers. You just say yes, you want to continue with the processing. And then that'll review everything you've entered. Mine's all zeros, so it's correct. Now it'll go over the type of transportation and passengers. I don't receive any federal funding. And I will, this tells me that, no non-commercial only, estimated financial responsibility, minimum bodily injury, property damage, liability is not applicable. So I can continue. So this is asking, have I had or do I currently have within the last 3 years a relationship involving common stock or common ownership? No. This is the telling you must certify to the truthfulness of your statements. Okay. So here we're just putting that information in. Now we're gonna have to do a certification for verification for that you're gonna do what you're supposed to do and mind what you're supposed to do. And this one is the Disabilities Act that you're gonna comply with. It asks you if you're not currently disqualified. I am not disqualified. And this is the one that says if you understand the agent for the service of process designation. And that the carrier is not prohibited from filing this application. A lot of certifications. No, your registration's not revoked or deficiency cited. And then this is just to review all the certifications you have just agreed to. You can go back and click on any of them to make sure they're correct if you need to change it. We're at 99%.
Yay! Been there before.
Okay, so this is the official administrator access to company information portal. We're gonna say yes, because that's the person that handles all the trust. And this is where I got stuck the very first time. I think we took 20 minutes here and we realized they're wanting the email address as the user ID.
Yep.
So have you had a lot of rain there?
Uh, it's rained a little bit here today. Not in my location in Houston. You know, generally, you look at Houston weather forecast, especially for rain. It says 30% chance of rain. That means it's going to rain in 30% of Houston. You know, it takes an hour to get from one side of Houston to another.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it rained a little bit over here.
Okay, so I just had to finish logging into the site with new credentials because they ask you that at the end to create a private account.
All right.
So now I'm back. It says security questions, which I will unshare again just for those, but that way you can see what they're asking.
Okay. Great.
Okay. And so after you get done doing that, it brings you to the next page, which tells you that what you have been classified as by the application that you just submitted, and the application fee of 0 is required.
It's free, kids.
It is free. And I've actually got a letter from the state attorney to verify here in Georgia, the only way a trust can actually have a title registered is by doing it through this process, because they're not allowed to do it through the title registration process with your county or city.
Really? They
So,
will do it here in Harris County, Houston, Texas.
oh, they will?
Yeah, my Lexus is registered in my trust.
Oh, wow. See, Georgia does not allow it. So I got that letter from the state attorney's office to make sure I could put it with my files. So
And
after that,
there is
you're good
her
to go.
DOT number. It's
Yep.
that quick, that easy. Nothing really complicated. It's just you need to know what you're submitting and why you're submitting it, and that's about it.
Yep. It's pretty simple and straightforward once you find all the nuances that we went through and learned.
Yeah, yeah, it's trial and error.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is everything.
Yeah. People send me stuff. Uh, all this is just different processes that I'm like, it's going to get lost in my files on my computer. So I'm just going to print it out, put a label on it, stick it over here, and get to it later. And I've got, notary protest, Universal Postal Union, you name it, I got in here. Here's the DOT process right here. And I don't know. I guess this one's paper.
Yeah, the paper ones seem to be a lot easier.
Oh yeah, this one actually the gentleman who sent this to me, God bless him. He did his in his trust. and it's 3 pages. But of course, you know, he sent me a bunch of other literature to go with it. All, you know, federal motor carrier safety bull stuff.
Right.
Uh, motor carrier identification report.
Yeah,
You have that?
I do. And I've also got the manuals page for personal conveyance. That way I have that attached with my DOT paperwork if I've ever stopped,
Okay.
because it tells you right there and then that even when a driver stops for the inspection with the, like a police officer, if you're pulled over for that, your status and capacity is on duty, but not a driver. And it says that in the handbook manual.
Okay. I need to get one of these. You just print one of these out
Mm-hmm. Yep.
from the portal? You just log in and print it
Yeah,
out?
I just logged in and printed out, and then I attached my statement from the attorney that I have to the state attorney's office, and I attached the personal conveyance part of the manual.
Okay. Well, I can put this to rest. I finally did a video on it, like I've been saying I was going to do. Yeah, this one's for like post office box. I mean, I've got, you know, land patents. It just gets, yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't even have
Right.
time to, you know, go through this and look at it to determine.
Well, the land patent one is pretty easy if you ever want to do one on that, on the original, on the 13 colonies. It's pretty straightforward, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, any knowledge and wisdom that you have that you feel you have the ability to share, uh, I'm all for making videos doing that.
Okay.
Especially if you have proven success. And as I say, proof of concept, proof of success, and do it twice.
Right.
That's why I'm so curious about your remake process.
Yeah, I'm hoping it comes in. If it doesn't, I've already got my letters ready to go again because they've already told me it's paid off. So we're gonna get the reporting on that if it's not at the post office when I get back.
Right. So you've done that once. Now, oh, my
Right.
question, because I was discussing this with somebody because I don't have a mortgage, so I can't test it. And that's usually
Right.
what I do, is test it on myself first, or I'll find somebody who's, you know, they're not doing any of this, but they're like, you know, hey, when you get something successful, let me know. Those people.
Right.
Uh, would this work on a private lender as well? Or is it
On a
just
private, out of the public realm? You mean like
like
the way
not
we're doing?
Bank of America, Wells Fargo? Um,
Yeah, if they haven't filed the REMIC filings, because that REMIC filing is specifically to protect the buyer and their interest in it, to make sure nothing is done off kilter to get rid of their legal title or their security interest that is supposed to be transferred back to them once they finish paying it. So that REMIC filing is there for that protection of the buyer. And if it's not done, they're responsible when they do the REMIC filing. They're the company that you're buying it from, whether the mortgage service provider or a bank, would be responsible for paying all the taxes, county, city, until it's completely paid off and put into your ownership. So they're responsible for doing that, and they're not doing it. And they'll have those, you'll be able to recoup those funds, and then the mortgage service provider or the bank, whoever is funding it, will be fined $50 a day for every day from the transaction date of the initial account loan to present. So it's usually less expensive for them to pay off the mortgage and say, here you go, here's your deed, than us paying those fines.
well, it's already paid off. We know that. They've already got,
Right.
yeah, it's
Right.
double dipping.
Yeah. It's double dipping. And then on top of that,
Yeah. She's a realtor, this person I was talking to, and I asked her about it. She's never heard of that term, doesn't know anything about it.
Right.
I'm like, "Yeah, well, I keep telling you, you're involved in this legal fraud scheme, you know, and I understand you don't understand. It's, you know, no big deal. But this is what's going on behind the scenes that you don't know about. That's, you know, that's supposed to be happening.
Right.
But she has a lot of private loans. Um, and I know a couple of her properties. I think she's already divested of those, but they were Mr. Cooper was the servicing agent.
Hmm.
Have you heard of Mr. Cooper?
I haven't.
Okay, they used to go by another name, like Northern Lights or something like that, and they had to
Right.
change their name because they were so
Right.
fraudulent.
Yeah.
Uh, and I did a bunch of stuff for her, but that was like 2 years ago, so I can't remember. And I know she has a couple outstanding loans on some properties that, uh, you know, I'm sure you'd love to be able to do this twice to make sure that it worked again, right?
Oh yeah, I'm working with my ex-husband to help him do his, and
Right.
then my son as well. Once he gets past the 90-day limit to make sure they don't do the RIMIC filing, then I can turn around and do it on his.
Okay. All right. Are you driving out tomorrow again?
I am. I'm leaving up bright and early in the morning and heading down south.
Okay. And oh, you're coming to Texas, right?
No, I'll be going to Florida this time. I just
Florida.
got back from Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, all right. I'll have to talk to her some more probably tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I'll be back in town Monday.
Okay.
I should be able to be done with everything by then.
Okay. Well, if I'm sure you're going to be on the Telegram, right? Right.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, off and on.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe we can touch base there and,
Okay.
and kind of get her head wrapped around it because she's also licensed in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this could turn into a good opportunity.
Right.
Yeah. Because
Right. Definitely.
she'd walk in any house that's MLS in Florida.
Well, this is a good contact then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Okay. Well, I want to thank you very much for your time, your patience, your efforts, and God's
Oh,
in
I appreciit it very much.
it. Okay.
Thank you.
You want to do a video on the other topic that we discussed earlier when you get back?
Yeah, yeah, we can when I get back.
All
That'll
right.
be great.
Cool. We'll do that. Thank you.
Okay.
And thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all being here. And let me go ahead and there we go. If you like this video because you got educated, hit the like button wherever it is, over here, over there, over here, up there, down there. Hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. Hit the notification bell. If YouTube will let you, they will notify you. But more likely than not, you will not get notified when I put out a video because, yeah, YouTube's got me in a stranglehold, baby. Fearless Floyd Show on Telegram. You can meet people just like her. Okay. We're moving forward in this process, doing the right things, getting the right documents, and standing in their square and being able to verbalize what their square is and why they can stay there. And go get your plates for free. Okay. Using the step-by-step how-to process we just showed you. And with that, I want to thank you, kids. It's Friday Night Live. Y'all be safe. Thank you.